What's up, everybody? My name is Shannon, and I am still waiting for my Seder, and today we are talking about A Wicked Thing by Rhiannon Thomas. So much like with The Red Queen, I read this about 2 years ago, and I've been working on my History of a Disney Princess series, talking about Aurora, and I thought about this book, and I'm like, you know what? I really want to reread it, so I reread it in 2 days, because willpower, let's go here. But I really enjoyed this book the first time I read it, and I really enjoyed it the second time around. For those of you who don't know, A Wicked Thing is a continuation of the Sleeping Beauty story. We start off right when Aurora is kissed awake by her supposed true love, and right off the bat, I knew I was gonna love this character because she screams and like kicks out at him. It's like, get away from me, I'm gonna call my guards, and I love it so much. But this girl wakes up and realizes that she's been asleep for 100 years. Everything she knew, her entire way of life, her parents, her family, everybody is long gone. They have died off a long time ago, and she is truly alone because everybody in this new kingdom doesn't really care about her. They all just want to use her for their own gain. She's just a pawn to them, something that they can shuffle around and use to gain power. And throughout the story, we see Aurora kind of learn who she is and grow as a character and try to figure out, what is she gonna do now? Because before, her life was always before and after. Like, she was cursed, but she'll be free someday. So she was always just locked up in a tower. She wasn't allowed to talk to anybody. Her parents were so afraid that she was going to get hurt or something was going to happen to her. And then she pricks her finger, and now suddenly everything she ever knew was gone, and she has to learn how to deal with that and learn who she's going to be. Now, the story does get a lot of backlash because arguably not a lot happens. For the most part, it is just Aurora being pretty naive, kind of just meeting everybody, seeing all of her options, and it's not till well over halfway through that she finally decides to step up and show this power that she has and figure out, like, hey, this is my story, I'm gonna tell it the way I want to tell it. But I love it because there is no crazy love story, romance, love triangle thing going on. Sure, there are 3 guys in the story, and she does consider them all at some point, but none of them really care about her, except for maybe Roderick, but really, they're just friends. They're supposed to be each other's true love, but really, they just kind of become friends, and Roderick is only okay with marrying her because he knows that's what's best for his people, and he's going to do anything he can to try and help them. She also meets this mysterious prince from across the sea, who kind of seems like intriguing, but for the most part, can't really get a good read on him. He pretty much just seems to only want her attention so that he can use her to gain power and overthrow her own people, just like the rebel that she meets in town who wants to sway her to his side because they want to overthrow this tyrannical king. Aurora does spend a lot of time not really doing anything, and she does really think that maybe she should just marry Roderick and just let, her fairy tale story come true. But as the story goes on, this idea of her being perfect and this idea of her having to live up to this expectation that was set on her that she doesn't have anything to do with and that is not her at all, she just starts to get so angry, and it just eats away at her until one day it explodes, quite literally, and she learns that she has this power hidden within her, and there's something going on here. There's a reason that the witch Celestine cursed her. There's something that has to do with her mother a long time ago, and she figures out that she doesn't really know who she is right now, and she doesn't really know what the right thing to do is, but she's gonna take some time to figure it out, and that's what I really like. It is her story. Yes, people are trying to shuffle her around, but in the end, she decides that she's going to write it and that this is her story to tell. And I absolutely love that because most adaptations of Sleeping Beauty, we just see her kind of rebel, but ultimately in a roundabout way ends up exactly where she was supposed to be, fulfilling her destiny, and just has, all of these people around her telling her what she's supposed to do. But in this story, we finally see Aurora break out of that and say, no, I am my own character. I am the main character of the story, and I'm going to take charge here. And I truly love seeing that. A lot of the focus here is on her interactions with Celestine, with the queen, and learning that she's not the only one that's lived in a gilded cage her entire life, and that there are all forms of suppression and control. And I'm gushing about this book because I really love it. I do highly recommend it. Just keep in mind that it does read kind of like, okay, see, the reason I like it is because I like those historical fiction books where all it is like society and like people interacting with each other. It's entirely character driven. Yes, there is a plot going on. Yes, there is still kind of a cool climax at the end, but it's all about Aurora interacting with these people, and it's very interesting to see. I did just recently receive the second book in this series, and I'm very, very excited to start that. I hear that there are dragons in it. I also hear that it's still kind of so-so, but as I saw with those other reviews, I disagreed with them wholeheartedly, so I'm very excited to start that. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to hit that like button down below, and don't forget to subscribe so you can talk books with me every Monday. That is everything I got for you today, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye!